Okay. Recording has started.
Okay. Hey guys, so there's a renewed interest on REUs. By the way, please bear with me if I sound a little bit off. I had a dental procedure in the morning, so fortunately the numbness gone away by now, but I feel like a little bit off, maybe because of the painkiller and stuff. If Satya is here, it's news for him as well. Anyway, so let's talk about this. So this is the overview. So we're gonna go over these topics in the coming slides. All right, so it stands for Research Education for Undergraduates, and the name is coined by NSF. It's a STEM internship, mainly in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Usually in summer, 8 to 10 weeks long. If sometimes they have been offered in spring and winter as well, especially like SULI and CCI internship. They have been offered for 3 times a year. So usually the US government fund them through these organizations like Department of Energy, Department of Defense, NSF, NIH, NIST, and then many other US government entities like even USDA. So and then the funds goes into research universities and then national labs, and then basically they host programs, and sometimes these funds also goes into nonprofits as well. So we call all of them REUs, but NSF use it for their use. So in our case, in CTI, we also call SULI and CCI also an REU. Okay. So why do they offer these REUs? There are a number of reasons for this. There's a negative sentiment among college students on pretty much being science and research. So US government want to motivate students. And then don't misunderstand that they don't want to convert you into graduate research. They just want you to explore and then you decide. Okay. So you take the decision at the end. So there's an imbalance of demand for graduate research. There's a less supply from US side, so domestic students from undergraduate program. So significant bulk goes to international graduate like fellowships. So they want to increase the domestic supply. So that's one key goal actually. And of course, there are a lot of inequalities in STEM research and STEM education. There's a gender inequalities, there's a ethnicity related inequalities. So they want to overcome those things via this internship as well. So there's a broader goal. So they want to outreach for the promise of science education, mainly for social and economic prosperity. So what are the benefits of REUs? That's like if you get an REU, it's a significant milestone in your career. And you may have heard already from several talks, even a software engineer came here and talked that his REU helped him a lot. So it'll be a milestone in your career and resume. Well, it's a great networking opportunity. And we have several SAs already had benefited with this kind of networking opportunities. So it could be within your group that you're gonna go into, like your principal investigator and the group itself. Like for example, like in 2020, I had a student who I actually mentored, received an REU call, it's a CCI call actually, from a Nobel laureate. So they have other contacts. So these are great networks actually. So they have industry contacts, and then if you have had a good relationship, they would have recommend you to anyone. So the other opportunity of networking is actually usually at the end of these REUs, there's a poster session. Usually, at least there's a one, but if you industry recruiters come to these poster sessions, looking for like key students, like who did great, and then they want to interview them on site. Okay, so a lot of industry recruiters come to this poster session and even on-site do the on-site hiring. And you can also get some practice on science reporting, like report or even paper writing. Definitely report and poster writing, and also presentation skills and public speaking skills. Of course, well, you get paid. Okay. So usually in the range of 5,000 to 9,000. If it is solely an CCI and even VFP, I learned that the end pay, total amount of end pay would be $9,000. So I had at Berkeley last summer, we had VFP. I had VFP intern and also CCI intern. They both got $9,000 for all the accommodation and all the money, including accommodation and travel. So if you actually, so this sort of a new requirement. If you submit 10 competitive REU application, and then to get, you only need to qualify to get to this open source summer experience. You only need to do it 301 milestone 5. So that to be eligible for CTI summer open source experience. So just get ready and then submit meaningfully to 10 REUs. We have a way of measuring already set up for that right now. Measuring that, then you can basically automatically qualify for this. All right, so how REUs differ from tech internships? Well, it's a more democratic opportunity for students. So tech internships are, I mean, especially these days, kind of harder get into. Like we say, like you have to apply for 100 to land one, right? So the times are a little tougher right now. So it may be even harder. Okay? And it's so for REUs, it's usually if you apply for, let's say, 5-10 REUs, there's a good chance that you land a one. So it should be the meaningful application, but definitely you'll get a one. So it's a more democratic opportunity for students in regards to the number of opportunities. So they don't rely, the REUs don't rely on technical interviews. So they rely on your profile mainly. So that includes resume, your personal statements, transcript, and then the endorsements or recommendation letters you received by your mentors. So the expectation is basically, so if you go to industry, it's a selfish expectation, right? So they want you to solve their problem, not the nation's problem, not the world's problem, right? So some companies do support those other problems too, like for example, let's say Google, but not many other companies. They want to solve their problems, so that's a selfish expectation. So they are after their growth, their profit, not your growth. Okay. Um, so uh, so REUs, they're unselfish. So they mainly look for your growth as a student, not profit. So these are all non-profits, right? Universities are non-profits. So and then there are broader goals, like I said earlier, like inequalities. And well, these research are still not still not monetized, still not in industry. They are being researched in national labs or universities. So these are cutting edge technologies, still not monetized or not in industry or in society. All right. So what do we do at CTI? Well, we mainly offer RU mentoring. Okay. So we have a guidebook, a really comprehensive one, and then one can follow this guidebook and then completely do the application. We have several CTI facilities. There's a CRU Canvas course now, and including guidance on how to prepare and then your application. And basically, through these Canvas modules, we make you do the work on your application. And there's a Slack channel for communications and then even information sharing. And then there's so like in this guided session, we will be available for one-on-one counseling. There is now we have a English counselor as well, so you can actually get advice on grammar part of your essay through her as well. Additionally, there's a Friday session that's actually done by me, 1 to 2, mainly on preparation mentoring. So what do you have to do? In a nutshell, you just need to do the following. Okay, so follow our guidance. So basically, if you complete 202 milestone 5, and then you basically earn mentoring. So what do I mean by earning? Basically, we have that Slack channel, which is a closed Slack channel. It's not open, so you will get invited to that. Okay. If you haven't been invited yet, you can just DM me and then I can actually add you there too. And then we'll also invite you to the Canvas course as well. Okay, so so basically you'll get invited to that Canvas course and then the Slack channel, and then basically that's where we start our guidance. And then you have to follow your heart and find the RU that you love, because we also we want to work in the place where we love, right? So that means we need to find the RU that we love to work on. So spend time on that. So you have to do your research. So once you pick the REUs that you like, we recommend finding at least 10, and then basically spend more time on those chosen 10. Okay. And then you have to talk to your college mentors for endorsements, like recommendation letters. So this usually takes time. So you need to at least give 2 weeks, 14 days from the deadline for the asking letters. So we have a guidance on that as well. We have a letter template, email template. You can talk to us as well. So if you want to apply, let's say within February, then you should ask letters right now. Okay, so you don't need to have a RU picked for this one. You just need to talk to them. Hey professor, I have this goal, I want to earn this internship, would you help me? And you can basically brag about your qualification as well. So we have a template for that as well, so you can send it out or you can just talk with your professor. Okay, and they will write and they should write. Okay, so that's usually usually their responsibility. Okay, so at the end, apply to at least 10 REUs. Okay, all right, so so this is our last slide. So I randomly pick a few REUs. These are just random picked, but we have last time I checked close to 70 REUs, even more so, and then usually each REU offer up to 10 internship, let's say 5 to 10. So we are looking at close to beyond 500 internships. So that's a lot of that's a significant number actually. So like I said again, if you apply to 10, you'll definitely get one. Okay. So and in fact, last year we had only 23 seriously considered, seriously applied. I think we got 19 offers, and then none of them I don't think applied more than 5, but that doesn't mean that we are saying 5 is okay. No, you should consider applying to 10, and definitely you'll get a one. Okay. All right, so this one, this is Livermore National Lab. It's actually they have a plethora of internship opportunities for undergrads, and so I just mentioned 2 here, but there are I checked like last week, they still have about 30-40 internships available. Okay, so there are a lot of categories, and then these are 2 of them, and then the deadline for these are actually it'll be tight, 26th January. Clarkson University, their deadline is this February 2nd. Okay, so they are doing some cool stuff with high performance computing. Salisbury University, so I can show you right here. This I'm not sure. Anita, do they see my cursor?
Yeah, I could see it.
Okay, so this is right here, our own Omar. So he went to this REU, and then this close to Washington DC, so it's a great place to go there and spend summer. Every weekend you can go to DC and see those attractions as well. So so this is our REU alumni, Omar. We had a talk, also fireside chat with him recently as well. He did a great stuff on MRI imaging. Okay. And this one from UC Riverside. They also have a full data science pipeline REU. So it's basically they train undergrad student in that area. So University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. Their name says like it's an open source machine learning project. So you will test new models, create new models, and then test them out, all using open source software. And the last one, University of Southern California. It's actually it's a sort of VR research based on, again, machine learning and data science. So this is just a random pick from me, but there are a lot of other opportunities. From the deadline wise, many are in January and February, but there are some in March as well. So I'd say if you act right now, you are not too late, and just need to follow that few simple steps, and then and talk to some of your essays are also former alumni, so they can also like tell the process as well. You can ask. I can see right here. Um, I see Vlad. You can ask Vlad if you are in his group. Anand did one as well. So talk to your other essays as well. They also know this stuff. And then get prepared and apply. So if you prepare these 2 weeks, and then you have entire February month to apply. So I think that's enough time frame to apply to many REUs. All right. Thank you all for your attention, and then I let you ask your questions, and then maybe we can take few minutes on that. If anyone have questions.